Here today. Tell me your name and what you do, first of all.
Well, my name is Rachel Bernard, and I work with Opportunities New Brunswick.
And I'm Michelle Davidson-Leger. I work with the Northumberland Community Inclusion Network.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how did you get together? What are you doing?
Boy.
Oh, boys, that's how much time do you have? Yeah. We've known each other for a little while now because the job that I do is to bring non-for-profit organizations together and work together on common issues, if you want. And so this is how we got to meet, really.
Yeah. As community
you bring
leaders.
not-for-profit organizations together to work together
Yes.
on projects in the Miramichi.
Yeah, all around Miramichi, from all the way down to Blackville to St. Margaret's. So the greater Miramichi area.
And the organization is called?
Well, we call it the Lab, L-A-B, Lab.
You just named it that.
Yeah.
It used to be called Ladies at Breakfast, but now we have gentlemen that are
Right.
part of it, which you are now. Yeah,
That's right.
So it's lunchtime, so we changed it to Leadership and Beyond,
Okay.
L-A-B. So Leadership and
Aha.
Beyond.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
very
amazing
Yes.
community change makers in our region. And basically Rachel
but you and I
myself,
really started
and
it,
Chanel
and Chanel
Melanson too of
Melanson,
the
yeah.
Horizons Network. They're
And
just
how
called
many
yeah.
would there be? How many groups?
We are up to 30 people now, but some people that are involved are not necessarily in the nonprofit, but what they do is they help nonprofits. So we have RBC,
Yes.
we have
Really?
NBCC. So we do have different,
In the chamber?
the chamber.
Yeah,
Well, that's
chamber's
nonprofit though,
involved.
but yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Okay.
So it's great. We have
Yeah.
the people that are not nonprofit like to be there because they can be a source of information.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So, tell me what's your project now?
So this event is about community revitalization.
Yes.
So the Northumberland inclusion is not just inclusion in terms of social inclusion.
Right.
It's also economic inclusion. So
Okay.
social and economic inclusion is our mandate.
Yes.
We believe that by involving everybody in our economy, like Mayor John Norman says, a rising tide lifts all boats. If our economy is growing and participatory, that everyone's involved in it, everyone stands to benefit.
So you're bringing from Newfoundland
Yeah.
Mayor John Norman.
Yeah.
And who is he and what has he done?
Oh, he's actually a young mayor. It's kind of interesting because we kind of compare him to our mayor here because they're about the same age. They
They
kind
even
of
look alike.
Yeah.
They do look a little bit alike. And if people want to have more information on what's going on and when he's going to be here, we do have an event set up on Facebook, and it's called Community Revival in Atlantic Canada.
Okay.
And he's in his early 30s, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
And he started off as a young man as a counselor. A town councilor, and his town, Bonavista, was a little fishing village, really. It wasn't even a town, fishing village, and it slowly died off, and he just came back and with his work brought it back, and now young people are moving home.
Really?
Oh yeah,
In
and
Newfoundland?
it's yes,
In Bonavista, Newfoundland.
Now you can explain a bit better the type of work that he's done, that like you just did a few minutes ago with the other gentleman about the historical part. If you want
So
to
it's
explain
actually
that.
very similar to our story here in Miramichi, where some of our buildings are a little bit older. A
Yes.
heritage property is a lot different to restore and renovate than a 15, 20-year-old building.
Yeah, exactly.
So
A lot more
like
costly.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and also you need that special expertise that isn't always available in a smaller community.
Yes.
So you tend to bring in people from kind of like the outside to come into your community, do the work, and then leave.
Yes.
That's his wife. It is. That was perfect timing. So John's, Mayor Norman's approach is to bring in those people, those experts about heritage restoration into the community to train people in the community,
Okay.
like developers or anybody who's interested in learning that skill, to transfer those skills into the community so that when those experts leave again, the skills remain.
and the money stays into your community.
The money stays in your community,
Wow.
and it's spread amongst your community. Yeah, so he calls it Bonavista Creative. He formed a corporation, and he's got a couple of other Bonavista Living, which is a housing initiative, I believe. But he's going to come and tell us all about this. He calls it placemaking,
Yes.
so as opposed to just I have a business, I want to make money. He wants to everything that he puts into his community stays in his community.
Right.
including the skills. And that's what's attracting people. Because once he renovated like a historic, kind of like our Water Street area, a historic strip in Bonavista, businesses started showing up. You know, people from all
Really?
over the
Yeah,
world
young people were
want to
coming
go
back,
and visit
moving
there.
home and, yeah.
Young people are moving home. So they had a
people
50.
want to move back in these
Yeah.
restored places.
Yes.
Well, and they
Open up
want to
businesses.
bring, they
Yeah.
want to open up businesses. They want to build new homes. So they had a 57% increase in housing starts
In Bonavista.
in Bonavista, Newfoundland, in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Because you heard, over the years, you heard so much, people leaving Newfoundland. You didn't
Absolutely.
hear that story.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it's kind of a similar story here, right?
Right.
We're always trying to attract our young people to stay or to
Come back.
Yes.
And that's why Mayor Lorden wants to, he was so excited to hear about this. So the Cooperative Enterprise Council of New Brunswick has brought him here for their AGM.
To New
Which is
Brunswick,
on the
yeah.
26th, to New
Yes.
Brunswick.
Yes.
Okay.
And they asked us, as the Community Inclusion Network, are you interested in having him there to do one of his presentations? And we're like, yes, absolutely. This is
And if-
something we want Miramichi to hear.
We're the only place in the northern section of the province that's actually bringing him here.
Yeah.
Right.
So anybody that's from here up north that want to come in and see him do his presentation, I think it's worth it. And
Yeah.
we actually we have some mayors and we have councils from
Other communities?
other communities
like
that are actually
Bathurst,
coming
Negawac?
for that presentation.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So what,
Yeah.
who would be interested? What types of people would be interested in this? Developers?
developers for sure, community
Yeah.
leaders, business people.
I think anybody,
yeah.
like myself, I'm not a developer. I'm thinking that anyone that's interested in and
The
learning
revival of your own community.
learning how we can be
Oh.
involved in this kind of creative economy, as he terms it.
Right. And would the federal government have funding for developing heritage places?
To
I
a certain extent,
yeah.
they do, yes.
And does he
Yes.
know about those sorts of things?
That's a great question to bring. So that's
But that-
another element of that evening,
Yes. Right.
is that he's going to be doing the presentation.
Okay.
The mayor will be greeting him and welcoming him, and then might have a couple of questions, but we really want to open a space,
At the
at
end.
least half an hour, 45 minutes at the end, for the audience to participate.
Right.
That's why I say it's
So bring
it's
your
for
question
anyone.
there.
Right.
That's a great question,
So,
because that is a great
so
question.
we know
yeah.
who, and we know what, and when?
June 24th.
June 24th at what time?
6:30 at the Vogue Theater.
And why the Vogue Theater?
Why?
Isn't
That's
that
a-
exciting?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you say
Okay.
it. Because you were so excited when you mentioned it, and I thought that's so smart. It makes so much sense.
It does make sense, because the very first property that we restored in Bonavista was a theater.
Really?
Yes. So
And?
it just kind of like, it was
Very
the,
first property here might have been the theater?
well, look at what, I don't know if you know the work that
Victor?
Victor's done.
I do.
Um,
I watched him all the way through that.
yeah. So
big.
Yes.
to me, that's a great inspiration, and it has to happen there, because it's,
And the Vogue
Yeah.
is a pretty vibrant place now.
it is. They
Beautiful
just
spot.
underwent renovations. They have wheelchair access now,
Yes.
where they didn't before. It's a beautiful space. There'll be concessions available if people want to nibble on something. And yeah, so the Vogue Theater is just, that's
The
a
spot,
great
we thought, yeah.
example of what can be done with very passionate, inspired people for our community.
And so you have to buy tickets.
You do.
They are $10 a ticket,
Yeah.
and if you go on Facebook and you see the Community Revival in Atlantic Canada, the event that we've created, there is thank you for the advertising. So what you
Ivana.
can do, what you can do is on Eventbrite, you can click on the button for
Yeah.
Eventbrite and buy your tickets directly, or you can go to Creative Ground, or you can come right here at the Mill Cove Cafe, and they have it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
you can come
Yeah.
right here to
Yes.
Mill Cove Cafe and,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
buy tickets. There's two laying right there.
Well,
on
the two
table.
that are laying on the table right now are for you
wanna
to
give
do.
it away.
Yes, that it's going to be.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes. Do a little bit
so
of a.
we will give them away on Life
Yes.
Radio.
Perfect.
We have
Awesome.
okay.
We also want to thank actually our sponsors, and one of them is called the Rising Youth Fund, and it's a fund that's meant for it's intergenerational, It's meant for young people to gather, and it is great. They're really wonderful to work with. So through MyPie applied for some funding through them, and we're able to get some funding, which is
So you have to
exciting.
tell me that again, I'm old and slow.
No, the Rising Youth Fund. So they have
Yes.
they have 3 tiers. Like they have the $250 fund, the $700 fund,
Where are
and 50. It's through the government of Canada.
Okay.
So and on their website, if you just go look at Rising Youth Fund, you'll click on that, and all the information is on that, which is
It's
excellent.
for youth by youth.
Yes.
So it's a youth-led
Yeah.
community project fund.
Yes.
It's
So
kind of like a small grant.
What age
that
does that cover?
18 to 30.
Yeah, I think it's under 30.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so a youth, it should be youth led,
Yeah.
but it's to bring youth, and it can be intergenerational when it comes to the project that you want to.
And do you know how much you'd get? Or?
Well, so there's $250, $700, and $1,500.
Okay.
So they're great. They're just really great to work with. They're based out of Moncton, and they come up and talk to you and explain to you what they do. They're really great
And
people.
MyPie. Do
And-
you remember what MyPie stands for?
No?
Miramichi Young
Young
Professionals
Professional-
and Involved Entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Or MyPie.
Yes.
One of their
My pie?
MyPie is the acronym.
Yes.
So just think of
And you give
pie.
awards or something through that every year, don't you?
They do. Yes, we're not.
Yeah.
I'm not
You're not part of it.
because I'm not a young
I'm not young
professional.
either. I'm not young
I
either.
was sure both of you qualified for that.
Oh, we
Thank
like you.
Yeah, we'll pay you later.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And so that's part of the funding comes from there, but the rest of it comes from the Community Inclusion Network, which so these
Yeah.
are the sponsors. But we also
Yeah.
need to thank our partners, which is Carrefour Communautaire Beau Soleil,
Yeah.
for they're doing the technical end of it. So Brian Siddle, which is a great guy to work with,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Vogue Theatre, of
Oh
course.
yeah, Vogue's been
Yes.
amazing.
Victor,
Like as soon
yes.
as he heard about it, they
They want to do it.
they wanted to be involved with it. So yeah,
So,
yeah.
so thank you to
Years.
all those people. It
Yeah.
takes a few people to get something like this on the go. So it's great.
Yeah.
So the result from this, we'd like to see heritage sites in Mamercy restored and used
Or
for-
it's just I'm not sure what the result will be from this. I'm thinking
I'm hoping people will get ideas from what he
Absolutely.
says and bring them back to our community
Yeah.
and say, you know what, I was kind of thinking of doing something. It's if they think they have an idea but they're not sure what to do, and then they hear
Yeah.
something come out of this, presentation, you just never know what can
yeah.
happen.
It's
Right.
kind of like so I first heard of John Norman at the Econo Us conference in Moncton last year, I want to say. So Econo Us is a national event.
Yeah.
It's economy for everyone.
Right.
So like I was saying earlier, where we want everyone to be included in our economy.
Yes.
So he presented there, and like people were just blown away, and a lot of inspiration and other projects kind of sprung out of that. And
Yeah.
we just really wanted to bring him to the northern part of the province.
And he does talks all across Canada,
He
by the
does.
way.
He does.
He
Oh
does.
yeah, he's a very popular young man.
Yeah.
Just in closing,
Can say
tell me
that.
what you do and how
Sure.
people can benefit from your programs as well.
So we don't necessarily
inclusion.
provide programs, but we're part of one of the 12 regional networks of the Economic and Social Inclusion Corporation. It's a Crown corporation. It was founded by the province of New Brunswick.
And what do you do?
So our main mandate is to help overcome poverty. That's
Okay.
what. So I'm the coordinator, and
So if
people
I'm
come to
poor,
me.
I go to you.
Well, no, not necessarily. What we love, and what our main goal is to work with community partners
Yes.
who are like Autism Resources, Miramichi, both public libraries. We work with them. So the Newcastle Tool Library.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard about that.
You've been in Blackville too, haven't you?
We are in Blackville. We're in Negawac. We're in Bay Saint Anne. We're in
How do people
Rogersville.
contact you?
Well, we can contact me at the number that's on the poster. They can contact me online at Northumberland Inclusion.
Northumberland Inclusion.
Yeah,
You go
yeah.
on and look for them.
Yeah,
They'll
so we work
find-
with a lot of community partners on their projects.
Right.